Are you still stuck judging yourself? Because I think you told yourself you wouldn't judge yourself a while ago. You're like, I'm gonna learn from this experience, this reference experience. I'll never do it again. I'm never gonna go back. But I bet you fell back into that habit of judging yourself. And it's great that you have self awareness. You can at least recognize that it is judgment. A lot of people just stay stifled and stuck in their head and they attribute it to external things. They're not willing to look at themselves and be like, okay, I am judging myself. And I love science so much just because as soon as I learned that, you know, this space in between me and the camera, full of matter, so much matter, so many particles, so many molecules, I can't even see them. Can you? You obviously they're translucent. You can see me through them. And then you look out into the cosmos, just infinite space. Now, what does that have to do with judging yourself? Well, out of everything that there is, whether it be the cosmos or just right in front of your face, there is so much matter. So much matter makes up your body, so many molecules. Protons, neutrons, electrons, so many atoms. And even within there's so much space around the actual pieces of matter that have coalesced and make all the things that you have around you. And I always return to that whenever I get triggered and I fall into judgment, because it just reminds me, wow, everything is made up, we'll take it a little bit bigger scale, everything is made up of Legos. So many tiny bits of Legos that make a huge fleshy arm, body, all those tiny little pieces of matter. Hopefully they're conscious, enjoying their existence. And collectively, they've created a conscious individual. So why don't you feel like you look amazing today? You could be looking dusty. I'm looking dusty right now. Head shaped like a light bulb, chin looking like a motherfucking boy, looking dusty. But I look at myself and I'm like, well, I could look like a model, aesthetic, blah, blah, blah. That could be one version of me. I could look worse than I do right now. But the matter that has coalesced and created who I am, what I see right now, doesn't judge itself. So where did the judgment come from? Well, I'm obviously judging myself, so it's looping within me, but where did it come from? You're not born judging yourself. Big thing is looking back in your past. What trauma is there that you haven't healed? What social conditioning are you still currently harboring that long ago implanted something in your head? Oh, look at these models. They bad. They fine. Oh, look at these actresses. They're so talented. Oh, look at these performing artists. Aren't they talented? Isn't she amazing? She's a rock star. What are you doing right now? Nothing. Pathetic. Look at you. Waste of matter. Wherever that social conditioning came in your head, wow, there's standards I have to know if I'm accepted amongst other people. Well, that's looping in your head. You never said, I'm going to forget that. I'm going to acknowledge it. That's how other humans in my society operate. I'm aware of it. If I need to calibrate, yeah, that's a cool data point. But the matter that has made me, why am I part of that thought? Can you touch a thought? Some neural synapses fire and create a thought, but it's a figment of your imagination. If you don't know what I'm thinking right now, I don't know what you're thinking right now. But yet you let the social conditioned view of judgment. You should resonate as someone who judges themselves. Judgment is part of who you are. You have to judge yourself in order to fit in and be accepted so you can survive. But you don't want to judge yourself. You just want to take it as data points. Just like you could measure the volume of a space and find out how much matter there is, the weight of something, the I don't know, what it's made of. You can look at it under a microscope, just the matter. Just take it as a data point, like you're studying it. Oh, wow, in the society I exist in, people judge themselves. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Ooh, humans judge themselves, stifle themselves, and then die with regrets because they chose to settle for a lesser view of themselves. And I I always laugh at myself every time I catch myself in judgment because I'm like, gotcha. Oh, that was the inner me. It got me. Got my neck. I was looking dusty and I judged myself. Or you could learn from that reference experience and be like, oh, well, last time I caught myself lacking. I got caught lacking by the judgment. This time I won't get caught because I collected the data point, used the reference experience, and I won't dwell on the past, but I will recall this memory so that it can serve me to level up even more. And then eventually it'll become your default to where thought of judgment comes in and, to think I used to be a peasant. Now I'm on top of the world. Literally, if you're standing on the planet, I would assume that because there's no up or down, or left or right, or diagonals, that you're technically standing on top of the planet. So you're on top of the world right now. Why don't you feel like you're on top of the world? Literally, no, like literally. Use that as a point to shift your perspective. Out of everything that could exist, I'm standing on top of the world. And I'm choosing to be stuck in my head and judge myself. Well, I want to be a baddie today, so I'm going to be on top of the world. Raise my boundaries and standards to be a baddie. Firewall set. No judgment can get in. And if it does, collect it as a data point. I still have not healed this trauma that is causing me to judge myself. I'll lock that away, and next time it comes up, my firewall, no. Haha, stopped you. Be gone. Anyway. Look at judgment as a figment of your imagination. Implanted in you by social conditioning. And get out of your head by proving yourself wrong, by using your self-awareness to look at the judgment and be like, oh, wow, I see you here. Not today. So that way you learn, and just like doing reps in the gym, you've gotten yourself out of the hole of social conditioning that caused you to judge yourself, settle for a life or less where you would have died with regrets. But not today, because you're a winner. You got this. You're a baddie. Embody that. Train yourself to make that your default.